his staple, the hero that arguably won EG that TI 5 grand final.
Yep.
Because you had to ban it against this man, and Cheeky couldn't beat him with it.
Yeah.
Who was the only player at that TI to beat Sumail in the laning phase?
I think I remember. It happened early on in the tournament, right? It was, I think, upper... it was in the upper bracket, right? I think it was the first round, maybe?
Something like that.
I think they might have played Complexity. Was that it?
They did. I got text evidence. I'll pull it up on screen later.
Kyle is showing me his WhatsApp conversation with Sumail.
He's got nightmares.
All I saw was nightmares.
Now that I've retired, he can come out and look to dominate. But this will be tough. Brame has looked good. Yeah, they came out of the lower division, but they've been working hard. They've been boot camping, and they looked really good against Tundra in their opening match of the season.
Yeah, speaking of which, Sumail, the last time he played was obviously on that Just Error team. That team did not do so well. In fact, their final match was against Yellow Submarine, which they lost. But the two best ones before that was a win against Alliance and a win against Tundra.
Yeah, those teams are certainly no slouches.
No.
But we'll see. The thing I like about Liquid's lineup is that they left the Phoenix and got the Lina early. I think this is probably the go-to counter because it's arguably the best egg hitter just because the range is so much. It's not much higher than a Snapfire, but it's definitely noticeable. And I think it was, I was talking to my brother about this. This 4-position Lina is definitely back because you just output so much pressure into this off lane.
So when it comes to Phoenix egg counters from the 4-position, Lina, Snapfire, what about Mirana? Where do you rate those three? You had to give them a number.
I think Lina is certainly number one, especially after the changes to Fiery Soul, because even as a support now, it's much easier to keep those stacks going. But man, what a blast from a pass watching this mid lane. Leshrac versus TA. We have not seen that in some time. TA considered a dead hero by many people, but it's been getting a lot of play in China. So I think that, especially after the dominance at the major, more people are looking to that region for draft and hero meta inspiration.
And it does seem to be peaking back bit by bit. I think we've seen it at least once in the Eastern European division. Not sure if we've seen it in the Western European division just yet. But why is it back? What made it bad before?
Well, you certainly can't dominate the lane nearly as hard now that refraction damage doesn't work on denies. Okay. I think more emphasis on ancient stacks and ancient farming this patch has pushed it up, but it's Roche. Like, TA's still good for the same reasons she's always been good. It's a heavy minus armor, a Roche taker, tower hitter, real high tempo. Just kind of disappears.
Pulls it back. Spartan is still not level 2. He's going to throw out the last Fire Spirits, but the damage is done. Koifa picks up the first blood. And we may not have really talked about him too much, but his appearance in the off lane. Koifa has primarily been a mid laner for most of his career, though he has played off lane every once in a while, and obviously Liquid especially like to move people around and shuffle them about.
He's I think in at least the honeymoon period, mids going off lane is kind of spooky just because their laning phase is typically much better than carries. Like there's a, if you watch streams even of mid players and compare their laning to carries, like I was watching BSJ stream earlier as an example. He's missing CS under tower. You don't see this from a mid player like Koifa. They know that tower like the back of their hand.
That's true. I think it's a little unfair to compare them to BSJ, but it's fair enough.
Similar MMR.
Skylark is going to be doing a little bit of pulling shenanigans here to try and make this lane work, because it does seem like the 5-position Ben that, speaking of BSJ, I know he loved this pick quite a lot, is being rather effective at being super disruptive to both the Eurospirit and Centaur.
Yeah, Mickey is pretty much free farming, and now, they might go for a kill.
You're going to try again here. No dive available. Taiga is going to keep running at him. No, he decides against it. He maybe could have tried for another LSA, but the Morphling represents too much of a threat. Snowman, the dagger will finish him off. Mickey, not only is he free farming, but now he's picked up a kill as well.
Yeah, Liquid winning all 3 lanes right now. Mid is also a straight-up disaster for Wish. He's forced to go farm his camp because Sumail's doing a great job keeping hill control. The CS is a bit deceiving because he just picked up like 9 neutrals on the easy camp.
Oh no, that's enough. The skewer. He did not expect that shockwave into LSA.
Definitely. He skipped in power, too, which I imagine he would notice because it hasn't been cast yet. But that's a real cool decision by Koifa. That's a lot of magical burst combined with Alina.
I think what's always interesting is when mid laners transfer over to one of these side lanes, they always pick up mid lane heroes anyway. You can see Koifa showing off his mid Magnus here in the side lane and doing quite well at it.
The other big shift is when you see mid players go to support, like when Fada first swapped over and he was playing the same heroes he'd play core, notably Jakiro, like whenever possible.
Yeah. Did you do that, Kyle? You went from mid to off lane to support. Oh! Charge on in. This time focus. He's level 3, so as long as he gets the button off, Sumail is making his way back here. He's surrounded by so many heroes. Insania completes the TP, and they have to give up on the chase, and Sumail's going to turn right back around and stand, deliver,
you
and
come for
gets
the king?
kill.
You cannot come for the king with such a feeble offering. Nice TP by Insania. Rune spawning, not right. Just kidding, no runes.
No rune.
It's really hard to get used to that. Yeah. Although I do like... Oh, is that another kill? Oh my god.
What?
Taiga.
What is happening here? Taiga sneaks in another LSA that gets the kill onto focus.
That's Lina buffs in action. He's just hitting so many stuns with no setup.
But yes, I find it harder later on into the game.
Yeah.
Standing at a bounty rune at 25 minutes.
Yeah, every time.
I was like, wait a minute, 25 is not a multiple of 3.
I like it, though, because I think it's the nighttime phase shift is enough of a change. Like, I like that there's no bounty rune spawns on the clock change.
Right.
Nice deny. Man, Liquid is just firing on all cylinders, all 3 lanes with a pretty nice lead.
Is this supposed to be happening? Is this Liquid looking really good, or is this their draft? They set themselves up for really good lanes? What is
a bit of both, I would say. I know they've been working hard because Insania and Blitz have stopped playing Mafia, so you know that they're taking it seriously. But I don't think I think that they answered what Brame had in mind. Like this Lina against Phoenix is certainly proving effective. The Leshrac last pick. Up top, I would think that the Centaur would be doing better, but that's the power of the Abaddon 5. You just give the level advantage, stack camps.
Yeah.
An Insania special.
And Brame having a rough time. They went and started this season really well by being able to get that 2-0 against Tundra. And potentially set themselves up to be one of the teams that does stay in the upper division. But in order to really make sure of that, they've got to take down another win against one of the bigger teams, and Liquid would certainly be potentially their best target to aim at, right? Just because new player, stand-in of all things, you're hoping that they're a bit off their game, that they're not the same Liquid that sometimes shows up and does really well.
You would think Liquid is just probably the definition of inconsistent. Sometimes they look so good, you're like, damn, this team is going to win a major sometime soon. And other times, you're like, why are you giggling?
I know Blitz is listening to the cast right now, and I know he hates you.
Oh.
he loathes people calling Liquid inconsistent, but I'm not going to disagree with you on performance.
We will. I mean, we'll take feedback. You can shoot us a mail.
Yeah, maybe we could show a William Lee tweet maybe later on in the show.
Hey, well, shout out to the Liquid, the group, and especially the Liquid chef. You're the real MVP. Should ask for a raise and shout out, because I'm jelly because they all get to watch in their big room, like the TV screen. Yeah. I used to have one of those.
Big difference between giant org like Liquid and Brame, but at least Brame has a boot camp going on.
It's true.
Yes, Kyle?
Nothing. I just, if only they had a chef. That's really what's missing.
Okay.
Oh, nice rollout. And this is where the game slows down for Liquid, but they got to be content with this. Bear in mind, this is, I mean, he might have skipped in power to start the laning phase, but this is Mag PA. Like, this is unbelievably strong at scaling. They've got tons of stun lock on top of it. I love playing Mag with Lina because a 2-man RP, you get a double RP off of it because the Lina stun's always going to land. And Brame really need more momentum. Their TA specifically has got to come online quick. They need that mid tower. They need Roche. I like what Wish has planned. It looks like he's going to be rushing the Blink Dagger. but I don't agree with 3 points Psyblade if that's the route. I think that the Blink build's most effective with max meld at that same timing.
Would you say that Insania kicked up, couldn't quite put him on top of the cliff there, but he's still going to be run down. Insania probably thinking, worth it. 3 heroes here. I still got the last hit on the ward for 135 gold, and Mickey now knows that he should probably play a bit safe. Would you say a lineup like Brame's, the fact that they've got like 2 cores, this Morphling and Templar Assassin, that it is important for lanes to go well, right? Because both of your cores can't default to jungle.
I mean, look at the issue is that Morph has just thoroughly been dumpstered, and really more than the TA, that's your win condition, especially with an Earth Spirit. We've seen teams in Asia first to Morph ES for this reason, for the double Spirit roll-in and just an unbelievable amount of stun lock potential. Nice play from Sumel, just backed up by Insania on a bad and easy pressure on the tier 1.
Does a hefty amount of damage.
You're getting bottom for free as this occurs. This is the trouble when you lose one lane so hard. The entire rest of the game, your whole squad has to play catch up, and they bleed out advantage in the lane that is now abandoned. Because it's not just the Koifa Mag free farming. Taiga's also free to stack, to farm. He has TP ready if they try to dive top.
So it does mean that Brame is going to have a lot of pressure on, I think, this man right here, Skylark, the lane that did go well, and he is also the playmaker. Our TA still needs that Blink Dagger, as you were talking about. Skylark's got to be able to exert some pressure somewhere on the map.
Yeah, the trouble is you saw Purge give that breakdown of why minus armor is less effective against Vanguard, but that's for the early phase of the game. This Deso timing is going to be very quick, and it actually works against you that you have this Vanguard instead of plus armor once PA's minus takes you to negatives, which it will do once he hits that talent.
Silence going off, immediately removed by the Aphotic Shields, and we're getting a good old classic 3-on-3 mid lane. Both teams posturing to try and take the mid tower. That is not going to be enough, and now Spartan just goes ahead, goes for the dive, the jump in. Liquid turning around to go for the kill onto the egg, and they will manage to do so, but they lost Taiga in the process. 1-for-1 exchange with a Stampede going off, getting Wish out of that stun, but unfortunately for Stomanen, Mickey shows up, a 4th member into this. Skylark's got to get out of here.
He's in trouble.
1 for 2, maybe even a 3rd, but Skylark proves to be a bit too tanky for the— Koifa missing the RP. Wish barely managing to blink away just in time. 2 near-death experiences there for Wish, but he survives through them both.
That was wild. Yeah, that would have been a huge kill. You saw Liquid, Koifa called out that he had the RP, but the blink away just in time. They repositioned to the river, expecting the skewer down. That would have been 100% an execution of the TA, but he actually saves his Centaur too by juking that, because they could have also continued. I believe Sumel was in Yul's range, would have been able to follow up with the stun quite easily. But alas, I think if the Phoenix Egg, maybe let the dive swing you back just a little bit. If you get that egg off, I think that's a much more decisive fight win. And here's the TA strength, just farming the Ancients.
Done very well for himself. The only camp stacked being by him. And he's managed to claw himself to the top of the net worth chart by quite a hefty amount. Skylark, though, second in net worth for Brame, is going for a desperate TPL, but it will not be successful.
That was all Fairy's Trinket right there. That little bit of extra damage thanks to the spell damage and mana cost reduction. Absolutely broken tier 1 item, especially on a hero like Leshrac. Plus the 100 health, because why not?
Yeah.
You'd probably still have it equipped, but take the health anyway.
3-8, a 3,000 net worth lead for Team Liquid right now, and
feeling good?
Feeling good and not too much pressure, would you say, on them?
This is chill. I like the way that they're utilizing their positioning around the map. Like Insania, you know, Sumel, he hasn't played professionally in a while, so Insania is doing a good job holding his hand. You know, don't worry about it. You might get ganked. I'm here. I got the heals. I got the shield, and they're also defending the most valuable area of the map.
I like how they're both teams have a similar concept here, which is they are putting the hero in mid lane that can solo pressure the tower, and it forces response, right? Yep. You kind of always have to have somebody standing there, otherwise your mid tower is just going to die to retaliation or
And this is the right move from Liquid. Just get the smoke around, collapse on this mid tower. Every team will tell you this is the most important objective to take in Dota 2. They want the Phoenix if they can. That effectively removes Brame's
smoke's going to break, and look at this defensive ward they have. They know, but they also know where the Phoenix is. They managed to get the skewer, a two-man RP, the roll in, but Snowman can't stop this damage that flows through. Samael gets the double kill, make it the tower. Immediate buyback from Spartan, but they still can't take the fight. After all, they lost their core centaurs, so even with a buyback, they're just going to have to walk away.
Really great job there. Shout out to Taiga. Excellent stun. Picks the spot where he expects the Phoenix to be. I think they saw him on the high ground vision, and at least they saw him move into the trees, so a bit more than a guess, but either way, nice setup. Koifa then the skewer to grab the double RP, and this is the trouble, is that right now, Brame, they don't have the team fight to answer a blink RP. There's no real counter initiation. Sure, you can roll in, but the actions from Liquid are going to happen far too quick for you to be able to make a proper defensive posturing. Like, how do you respond? There's no interrupt on the Lesh stun, which means all these heroes are dead. Way too much burst, especially with the PA going Deso.
Okay, so now they've lost this mid tower. What does that give Liquid?
It just opens the map.
Yeah.
See how aggressive they're.
All of a sudden, they're in deep, and Spartan, his last shots, not quite enough.
So the movement here from Insane and Sumel, it's effectively the same as when they were posturing in front of their tier 1. They're still controlling the same area, but in this case, they're able to get a lot more vision and pressure, and if they farm creeps or steal creep waves, it's on enemy side, and then they take enemy jungle. So just a product of taking this tower makes it much easier for them to choke out Brame's resources on the map, force TA into that top triangle, Morph left only with top lane. 70% of the map is now there. Still, Brame not out of it, but they need a good fight. They need to use this egg. They have a Deso timing on TA approaching rapidly, and the E-Blade on Morph, though I'm not sure who he'll really gun for. It's really just Taiga that he can target.
Yeah. Sad part of being down this much net worth, it usually means the cores have their prerequisite items to survive through any kind of burst like that.
Dude, I should have picked more Bad when I was playing. This is so chill.
Yeah.
Insane is just... I got you, bro. That's it.
Where do you want to go next, Samael? All right.
He's like, all I know is, Sumel, you're confirmed town, and I've got you covered.
And Mickey manages to get a solo kill on Spartan, but Brame is kind of feeling like they got to make a move here. They're getting picked apart around the map, and it's getting smaller and smaller. They're going to run into Insania here. Insania with the TP out. They don't know quite where the smoke broke until it's too late.
You see, Brame, they know the pit is their play. They have egg, they've got the stampede. You need to fight on your terms when possible, and they can Zerg the Roche down fast enough to force a response, but it's very cautious. You can see the scan comes out. Like, Liquid are very aware of the script that this game will play out.
Nobody being in there for now. Stack by Taiga as the 17 minute mark. We have the second round of neutral items available.
God, there's so many. I was like, are you saying ruins? That's not divisible by 3.
Yeah, no, there's other things to worry about.
I was watching old VODs the other day. It is insane how much simpler the game was.
Yeah.
Like all of neutral items, talents, map changes. All of it didn't used to be.
And one thing that actually made the game somewhat simpler in a very small way was stats being taken away. But now that's another option you can have.
Why not?
Skylark, he may be tanky. Can he survive through all of this one? The Stampede, they're trying to burn out with a little bit of Sun Ray to help him, and he just barely getting away out. He's good. Koifa, the shot coming in from him with the miscoil helps protect him. Brame, explosion from the egg, and that's going to be a big one, but her RP goes out from Koifa. A 3-man dude with a 2-man kill from Taiga. Wish turns around and delivers some damage on his mail. It's just enough to be able to get the kill. Stominen gets out with his life, but Liquid claimed the fight around Roshan, and there's a double damage sitting there for Mickey to do Roshan.
That was so sick from Koifa. Barely escapes, comes back in, 3-man RP. Love the confidence as well from Sumel. He's low. You're going to watch him posture so that he's in a position, always at the front of the team fight, trusting in Insania to keep him alive, and that 3-man stun is what actually confirms those kills. Don't have time
back into it though. Snowman, he tried to go for a cheeky Aegis steal. Sadly, his timing was a bit off, and as a result, 4-15 now, 7,000 net worth lead for Liquid, and now an Aegis on Mickey. Oh my god.
So the DD helps, but that's minus armor against a hero that only has the 10 armor. He even has a casual ring of protection. The trouble is, like, Vanguard, yeah, it blocks 70 damage, but that becomes less and less impactful when PA crits start getting into the 4 digits.
Yeah. Now they're taking their Ancient stack. Like, this is the nightmare for Brame. They don't get the Aegis. And now Liquid can operate with that kind of confidence and play inside your triangle. Now you've got a TA and Morphling who don't have simple, good areas to farm. As you can see, them scrambling around here. Liquid making a push forward with that Aegis. They're going to roll in. They go to the back line. They immediately execute Taiga and might be able to catch Koifa as well. No, they decide he's a bit too tanky. They want to get away from Mickey here if possible. Stominen, he's going to be the victim. Mickey's assault in the back line, though. They manage to catch Sumail. Sumail moves forward, and Skylark immediately catches him out. A buyback coming in from Stominen. They see this and say, Liquid only have 3 here. Even if it's an Aegis, maybe we can still do something. Apparently, the rest of the team disagrees, though, with Stominen's assessment.
That's the second support buyback for a fight. Like, Brame's just a little too itchy on the trigger. I understand why you want to get back into the fight, but there's no mid tower. There's nowhere for you to go, and without an Earth Spirit, no Stampede, Brame legitimately have no catch. So Liquid can pretty easily just disengage. There's nobody forcing them to stay in melee range.
To be fair, which would you rather have, though? A person who is a little bit too eager to use their buybacks?
You got to buy back.
Yeah.
You know, it's better to err on the side of buying back than not doing so.
Fair.
Even you go to like the one game OG lost to TI9. You know, Ana, my bad, because he just didn't buy back on Spectre.
Yeah.
They throned him. Like, oops.
Well, Wish. He needs that item real badly, the BKB. So it's a good thing they got a little skirmish that sort of went their way. Found themselves a bit of map to farm on.
Yeah, the curious thing is this TA pick, because I don't really consider it a counter to the PA. You need an MKB, but the trouble is, as a Templar Assassin, you need Blink Deso BKB as core items every game. You can make an argument skipping Blink for like a Dragon Lance. I've seen that used in China a couple times, but it's just a weird selection. And when you fall behind, the game gets real difficult because Liquid feel no pressure and are just eating your map. And like, he's alone. Mickey's just walking in, scaring everyone, killing a Phoenix.
Yeah, and he's still got 2 minutes left with the Aegis, so he can keep doing that with pretty much no recompense from Brame. Satanic next for him, so even as his Aegis goes down, he'll still have that form of a second life.
I wonder how good this Leshrac shard is. 3 stun, not 2 extra, 3 extra stunts.
So
you just stun on top of the PA and chill.
I asked actually Sumail about both those things. I believe he said Aghanim Scepter as well. He said the Aghanim Scepter was garbage.
Yes.
And I think maybe it wasn't him, but somebody said the shard is good. It just requires you to either have a lot of stuns or be defending high ground. Right? Once you're able to, if you defend high ground with that shard, really nice. Dominant. Oh no, the Yules is here. He may have silenced up Sumail, but he it's only a bit of a timeout before his death inevitably comes.
And then there's just a PA pushing mid with a incredibly strong offensive threat in the RP, and then Insania still just holding his core's hands, hanging out. Going for his very own Melk award. Needs to up those death counts, though.
Yeah. Only 2 deaths.
What did Melk go with 0-17? I watched Free to Play.
I believe it's 22 is the magic number, but it's been a long time.
Have you seen, because Free to Play just got on Netflix, and it is insane to see how young everybody is.
Yeah.
Like, and it's also crazy how many people, you know, a decade ago they make this documentary, and yet Cinderin, Misery, Dendi, Fear, like these guys are all still here and still playing. Yep. Well, except for Cinderin, but he's playing.
He's playing.
I'm a subscriber. 8-month badge.
What happened 8 months ago?
I lost a bet.
Oh. Spartan. Oh, this guy needs level 12 real bad. Oh, God.
no.
Oh, God. Get out of there, Spartan. He throws fire spirits. Oh, no, Spartan, no.
I love it. I love the Shadow Amulet with the Sunray still going. They'll never find me. And the Liquid are just hunting now. They smell blood in the water. Constant map rotations. And they move so quick, too. Oh, we don't need to see it again.
Half his health
15-11
gone
crit.
just from Cleaves. Panics. Dives away, throws damage on the creeps, hoping to be able to kill the wave. But it doesn't, like Kyle, it doesn't look to me like Liquid is necessarily going to go high ground. I don't feel
no. They need Roche for that. They're just chilling.
They're just...
This is how you got to close out a game nowadays, though. Like, going high ground, especially with the ease of buybacking, got cheaper last patch. Just no point. Just chill. Get Aegis. Get yourself level 20 on as many heroes as you can. The second Roche with the free shard, I think, is just huge.
Yeah, it definitely feels like we're trying to make part of the reason Roshan is getting more and more items to give away is basically saying, hey, look at all this stuff you got.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try hitting high ground with it.
It forces you to fight around the pit as well. It's another reason I think you've seen so much PA, so much Slardars coming back. This minus armor concept might not work on buildings necessarily, but on Roche.
Wish. It's a good idea. It's one way to be able to try and split push a lane. Just laying traps everywhere, but Insania with a very early gem pickup has been finding all of those, and now he's going to find Spartan. Spartan canceling the Sun Ray, but he can't get away from Mickey. Taigo, what happened to you?
What happened? Yeah. Wish must have tapped him.
Yeah, Focus gave him the old shotgun.
Well, they have a BKB on TA. That's helpful. The trouble is that right now, love Mickey's itemization. The Satanic build fell off a bit, but with a mag, you don't need Battle Fury. You get the status resist, you get survivability. He's now not a target. Leshrac has a Yules. They have a Baden to prevent burst. And really, the trouble with Brame's draft is that both of their carries are burst-centered. They don't really have sustained DPS. And when you have an RP and a shield, it's pretty tough to confirm a kill on a core. Especially when they're this tanky.
They know, and they're going to be able to find Taiga. 1 stun, 2 stun. Dead Lina is the outcome.
I cursed him.
Yeah. The other side of the map, Liquid will take a final tier 2. I assume. Maybe not. Maybe they're a little scared.
Playing it safe. Sumel's coming into the top wave, though, so they're probably just going to wait for him. You don't want to be too aggressive. Roshan is spawning in 5 seconds, so a throw here would be catastrophic.
Yeah, good opportunity for Brame to be able to take this game back. You got to take some risks here, and maybe it's a good opportunity for them to 5-man just kind of run at Liquid and see what happens.
Wish is very low on mana, though. He's got to be cautious here.
Yeah.
He's got enough for a refraction, not even a meld. He has the shard. Did we talk about that yet?
No.
It is not great. It replaced, there was a talent that increased your trap count, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
They put it on the shard. It also silences now based on the trap duration. I don't know how effective that'll be here. I know Waga, under no circumstances, goes anything but Ags.
Skylark charging through. They're going to go for it. The RP locks down 2, and Focus is sitting on the side here, having a hard time putting the damage onto Leshrac. The Bloodstone just healed him back up the fall. 1,600 damage crit from Mickey. Takes out Wish. Spartan's going to fall as well. They're hunting the last man.
That was a 3-man RP, Cap.
Yeah.
I didn't see them. They were stacked so hard on top of each other, and then, yeah, GG. That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
GG. That's the trouble with the PA. You have a BKB, so what? You're still going to get RP'd. If they don't get the mag, they're done for, and there we go.